What's up everyone, how you doing? This is beebeejay and in today's video I'm gonna disclose my top 17 series. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. This list comprises only the series that I have watched, so don't be dismayed if the particular series that you love doesn't appear on the list. The 7th pick in the list is Daybreak. The series follows the story of 17-year-old Canadian high school outcast Josh Wheeler, who is searching for his missing British girlfriend Sam Dean in post-apocalyptic Glendale, California. He is joined by a ragtag group of misfits including 10-year-old pyromaniac Angelica and Josh's former high school bully Wesley, who is now a pacifist would-be samurai. Josh tries to survive amongst the hordes of Mad Max-style gangs, zombie-like creatures called ghoulies, and everything else this brave new world throws at him. This is a comic book adaptation, characters are fairly good, doesn't have a strong plot either. The owner iteratively breaks the fourth wall like Deadpool. It contains 10 episodes and runtime of each episode is about 50 minutes. This is not the best in the business, but it is enjoyable, so give it a try. Who knows, you may love them. The Rotten Tomatoes score is 70% out of 100 and the IMDb rating is 6.7 out of 10 for this show. The next one is 13 Reasons Why. This series is based on the novel with the same name. It has 3 seasons. 13 Reasons Why follows teenager Clay Jensen in his quest to uncover the story behind his classmate and crush Hannah's decision to end her own life. The script is excellent, quite in particular in the first season. The second season is different, weaker. As someone who left high school not that long ago, I feel this show really shows what teens today go through. Of course, there is some dramatization because it's a TV show and that needs good ratings. The Rotten Tomato score is 39% out of 100 and IMDb rating is 6.8 out of 10 for this show. Moving on, the next one is Riverdale. I know you probably would have heard about this one before. This series is based on Archie comics. It has a cinematic universe which goes by Archie Universe. The series follows Archie and his life in the small town of Riverdale and explores the darkness hidden behind its seemingly perfect image. Well, boy, I love the first season, but I don't know what happened to the succeeding ones. It's getting cliche exponentially. You know what I mean? I think the plot is getting stressed out up to that extent at which it gets trivial. I know my review won't be unanimous, and I get it. Some people may like this and possibly love it for that matter. And there is nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to put my opinion out there. There are 4 seasons with 74 episodes. Ultimately, I want you to watch the first season. If you want, you can watch the rest. The Rotten Tomatoes score is 86% out of 100 and IMDb score is 7 out of 10 for this show. The next one is Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It falls under Archie Universe. So the premise goes like this. Sabrina Spellman must reconcile her dual nature as a half-witch and half-model while fighting the evil forces that threaten her family, and the daylight world humans inhabit. This series is a bit darker than the rest and leans into the horror genre. There are totally 3 seasons, but they say that there are 2, and the first season comprises of 2 parts, even if it released in an interval of 1 year each. So I just don't understand it quite well. However, the characters are good and the CGI is too. The Rotten Tomato score for the series is 84% out of 100 and the IMDb is 7.6 out of 10. The next one is The End of the Effing World. This is a British comedy drama. So the premise goes like this. James is a 17-year-old who believes he is a psychopath. He kills animals as a hobby but grows bored of the practice. He decides to try killing a human. He settles on Alisa, a mouthy, rebellious 17-year-old classmate with issues of her own. She proposes, they run away together, hoping for an adventure away from a turbulent life. And James agrees with the intention of finding an opportunity to kill her. They embark on a road trip across England and begin to develop a relationship after a series of mishaps. There are 2 seasons of it. The characters are really well developed. Performances from the lead actors are commendable. I personally love the show. The Rotten Tomato score is 93% out of 100 and the IMDb is 8.1 out of 10. The next one is Sex Education. It is a British comedy drama web television series. The series follows the story of Otis Milman, a socially awkward teenager who is ambivalent about sex despite or perhaps because of his mother being a sex therapist who is frank about all aspects of sexuality. After inadvertently assisting the school bully with his sexual performance anxiety, Otis sets up a sex advice business with Maeve, a confident but troubled classmate, to educate their fellow students in how to deal with their own sexual problems. The plot is well driven and is intriguing. There are 2 seasons with 8 episodes each. Go give it a try. The Rotten Tomato score is 94% out of 100 and the IMDb score is 8.3 out of 10. The next one on the list is Stranger Things. You probably would have heard about this one before. Stranger Things is set in the fictional rural town of Hawkins, Indiana during the early 1980s. The nearby Hawkins National Laboratory ostensibly performs scientific research for the United States Department of Energy, but secretly does experiments into the paranormal and supernatural, including those that involve human test subjects. Inadvertently, they have created a portal to an alternate dimension, the Upside Down. The influence of the Upside Down starts to affect the unknowing residents of Hawkins in calamitous ways. This one is a cinematic masterpiece. The visuals are awesome, plot is mind-boggling, characters are relatable. Every aspect of this show is perfect. They define perfection here. There are 3 seasons and about 8 episodes each. The Rotten Tomato score is 93% out of 100 and the IMDb is 8.8 out of 10. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you didn't, you still can like and subscribe. Peace out.